back to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant, and this is Kev.
Namaste.
As always, we got a great show for you, y'all. We are reviewing the movie Oldboy for you today. Oldboy is rated R, has a runtime of 1 hour and 44 minutes. It's a drama slash mystery. Actually, this movie is a remake of the 2003 Korean version of Oldboy. And basically, this movie is about a man who sets out to determine why he was kidnapped and imprisoned for 20 years.
Not only is this movie a remake of the Korean version of Oldboy that was released in, what year was that again?
2003.
2003. But it is also a take on a graphic novel that came out years before that. So, you know, in this era of comic book adaptations, Oldboy falls into that same category. This movie stars Josh Brolin, Elizabeth Olsen, Samuel L. Jackson makes an appearance, Michael Imperioli, James Ransome, Charlton Copley, the great Charlton Copley, and Lance Reddick makes an appearance in this movie as well. Okay, so how would you feel about us taking a peek at it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Where's the phone? Hello? Hello? Hey, tell me why I'm in here. Look at me. No.
Get that heart rate. The body of Donna Hawthorne was discovered. The prime suspect, Joseph Doucette, the victim's former husband and father of the surviving child.
So 2 questions. 1, why did I imprison you for 20 years? And 2, why did I let you go?
I only run this place, all right? You might want to think about what you're doing here.
I've been thinking about it for the last 20 years.
All right, so Ant, what did you think about Oldboy?
Man, I really enjoyed Oldboy. As I mentioned earlier, this is a remake. I've seen both versions of Oldboy. The Korean version, I did like it, but I think Spike Lee did a better job. And I think a part of that is because of, he put the American culture, spin on the plot and the storyline. So I guess I could relate more to a lot of the things that were happening in this film versus the original Oldboy.
Okay. I've never seen the original, nor have I read the graphic novel on which it's based. Okay. But I saw this movie as kind of a Oedipus Rex meets John Woo's hard-boiled, type of Japanese thriller. That's how this movie came across to me. The movie stars Josh Brolin, who will forever be known to us children of the 80s as Bran from the Goonies. Okay. And he does a very compelling job of playing the anti-hero. He is the guy that is rakish. He is, a pain in the neck. He is an alcoholic. He is a very unlikable guy. But he is somebody that you learn to kind of have some feeling and some compassion for over the course of the film. And he does a very good job of conveying that. Josh Brolin is very up-and-coming. I shouldn't say up-and-coming. He is there now. He is one of our most dependable actors, I think, working in Hollywood. So
yeah, I don't think you could have had a better person playing this role. Overall, I mean, this movie is dark and it's gritty and it's grimy. And with Brolin being the lead character, he definitely fits right in there. But it's just enough where as gritty as he is, you still gotta like him.
If you don't leave this movie theater feeling like you need to take a shower afterwards, you did not see the same film that Ant and I saw. Okay, you did not see the same film. This film requires a very healthy suspension of disbelief because things, in my opinion, I felt like plot points just kind of fell into place. Okay, really in a very coincidental type of way throughout the course of the movie in order to get us to the end. I know that you really liked the fact that it was dark, that it was gritty, that there was a lot of violence and action and a lot of those Korean...
You're making me sound like a psycho.
You do make me worry sometimes, man. But I felt like the movie didn't go Western enough, okay? Yeah. I felt like for everything that Spike infuses into this film, the one thing that he doesn't do is he doesn't make this film enough of a reimagining of Oldboy to make it something that even merited having been made in the first place. If you're going to remake a movie or reimagine a film, take it all away. Instead of having me trying to believe that Josh Brolin learned Kung Fu over 20 years he was in prison, okay, from watching TV.
But here's the thing, Kev.
Let's just have some imaginative gunfights.
Yeah, I could maybe see that, but I don't really agree with your point there because, first of all, if we take it all the way back, this was adapted from a graphic novel.
Yes.
And so you're going to have that, some of these things. I mean, you're taking something from a comic book type story. You're going to have they're going to stretch, right? You're going to see a guy that could watch Kung Fu theater on Saturday mornings for 20 years and come out kicking ass. But I will say, and I'm going to try to make sure I don't do spoiler here, but even in the fight scenes, in my opinion, they're very realistic because they do fit Brolin's character. He ain't just ripping people to shreds left and right. He does take some lumps, and I'll just leave it at that. But I had no problem with it at all, and like I said, and having seen the first to the second, it was enough westernization applied to this film, treatment to this film, that I was totally cool with it.
Okay. As much as Spike Lee does bring his bag of tricks to the entire operation, I don't think that he does enough. He and the writers do enough to really separate themselves from the original source material, and as a result, it's kind of hard for me to see Josh Brolin as a kick-ass kung fu master. Okay, so having said that, it still didn't diminish my enjoyment for the film. I really liked Oldboy. I was able to sit and be entertained while I was watching it. Yes, towards the end, absolutely. Once I left the theater, I was like, ooh, I gotta go home and watch this grime off of me. Okay, but at the same time, for 2 hours.
You sure that wasn't popcorn grease?
It was popcorn grease too. I'm not gonna even lie. It was a healthy amount of popcorn grease.
So can we throw some points on this thing?
Let's throw some points on it. I'll have to say that any movie that happens to employ Samuel L. Jackson in it just to call somebody an MFer, okay?
Hey, mother! And you gotta scream, the scream gotta be in
that gets a pretty good, that gets a pretty healthy thumbs up for me, even though Sam is kind of starting to become a caricature of himself. Okay. I would say that this movie will entertain you while soiling your brain. I give this movie a 6 out of 10.
Okay. What I would say is I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I would highly recommend that you check it out. Anybody that has any little personal vendettas against Spike Lee, leave those at home and go check this out. I think you will be entertained. And the closest movie that I could maybe tie this to, I think you would like this, is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo that came out a couple of years ago. I think if you like that, you will enjoy this movie. I give it 8 out of 10.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for checking in with us at the Movie Brothers. As always, we wish you love, peace, and
no. All right, y'all. There you have it. We are the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev, where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.